Welcome friends. So we are drawing the flowcharts. So today we will see the flowcharts based on decision making. So draw a flowchart. Draw a flowchart to read a number and print the sum of all its digits. So, how to draw this flowchart? Here, the task is given: draw a flowchart to read a number and print its sum. Print the sum of its all digits. Example: if we input 251, so there should be 2 plus 5 plus 1 is equal to 8 should be there. So this is the input which we have to give to computer. This one is the process to be performed by computer by instructing us. So this is the input that we want to give to computer. This one is the process that computer will do, but by our instruction, that is steps, and this will be the output. So see, this is called as a studying the problem. Problem is to be studied. What the problem is? Draw a flowchart to read a number. This is the number. This should be given to computer. This will be the process, and this will be the output. Now, a number is to be input, and all its digits will be summed together. So, first of all, we have studied the problem, and after studying the problem, we came to conclusion what the input should be given, what the process will be, and how the output is. So, design steps. First, we have to give read m. Why this instruction should be given? Because unless until we give the instruction to computer is not going to accept the number. So, first instruction will be given read m. Second, s is equal to 0. The variable s is declared and initialized to 0. Why? Because what the number is, its digit we have to separate first of all. And after separating the digits, 5, 2, 1. So this is the m. So initially, s will be kept at 0. S is equal to 0. Why the s is kept 0? Because here, first digit, second digit, third digit, one by one we have to separate the digit. How to separate the digit? Third. Now what will do? 5 to 1 if divided by 10, what will happen? Quotient will be 52, product will be 50, 5 to 0, remainder will be 1. You see the remainder. Now make the quotient as new dividend. Next, 52, again divided by 10. Quotient will be 5, product will be 50, remainder will be 2. See the remainder, second remainder. Again make the quotient as new dividend. And 2 divided by 10. Quotient will be 0, product will be 0, remainder will be 2. See the remainder. Sorry. So 5 Now you see the reminders. First reminder is 1, second reminder is 2, and third reminder is 5. When quotient becomes 0, we are not going to make again division. So, say number is 5 to 1 divided by 10. Quotient will be 52, product will be 5 to 0. Remainder is 1. So, you see first remainder is available. You have to add 0 plus 1. Second remainder 2. That you have to add again. And third remainder 5. That you have to add again. So 1, 2, 3 is equal to 8. So S is equal to 8. Now, instruction is given, S is kept as 0. Instruction is given, S is kept as 0. Now, 5 to 1 divided by 10. Quotient is 50. So, again make the quotient as new dividend, again divide by 2. Again make the quotient as new dividend, again divide by 2. How long? Unless until quotient becomes 0. It means that we have to divide the number n by 10. So here division gives quotient. So here quotient is equal to n by 10. But remainder will not be given by this division operator. Rather, there is fourth instruction, r is equal to n modulo 10. This is called as a modulo, which gives remainder. So, quotient and remainder both we are obtaining. Why? Quotient further we have to divide again by 10. Remainder, that is first separated digit that we have to add. So here S is equal to S plus R. What exactly mean by S is equal to S plus R? Here S is equal to S plus R, that is S was initially 0, remainder is obtained 1, that is added. Next, verify whether quotient is 0 or not, because it may possible that number is a single digit. Say 9 is there. So 9 divided by 10 in first division only. At very first division, quotient is 0, remainder is 9, and we are going to stop. So 9 stands for only 9. But here we have to check if quotient is not equal to 0. If quotient is not equal to 0, then again we have to go to here. But at that time n will be 52. That's why if quotient is not equal to 0, nu n is equal to q and go to 0. Go to 3. So for this time 52 divided by 2, quotient will be 5, remainder will be 2. That will be added. If quotient is not equal to 0, every time we have to check, because when quotient will become 0, no guarantee. That depend upon our input. So again 5 is divided by 10, quotient becomes 0, then stop. So if quotient is not equal to 0, nu n will be q and go to 3, obtain new quotient, new remainder, add remainder. Again check the quotient. If quotient is not equal to 0, so every time quotient will become nu n and r will be added. But when quotient becomes 0, simply we have to print what? Print yes. 8. Stop. Now draw the flow chart. Here. quotient is n by 10. Remainder will be n modulo 10. S is equal to S plus R. Now, decision making. If quotient is not equal to 0, question mark. If quotient is not equal to 0, then nu n is equal to 3 and go to 3. So go to 3, but while going upside, nu n is equal to 2. And obtain the new quotient. Then, if quotient is not equal to yes, and if quotient is not equal to 0, no, quotient is equal to 0. You see, quotient is not equal to 0. If yes, then we are going upside. If quotient is not equal to 0 and its answer is no, it means quotient is 0. So print. Print what? Print S and so on. See the flowchart. Now, on the same basis, we are going to draw one more flowchart on same logic. Draw a flowchart to read a number and print its digit in reverse. You see, the logic is same now. Here, at every R, we are going to add. And if, as R is obtained, if you are printing, what will happen? 5 to 1, if divided by 10, quotient is 52, and remainder will be obtained 1. So if 1 is print, then 2 will print, and last 10 by 125. It means 5 to 1, 1 to 5. Here we are not going to add, rather simply print R. So what are the change? No. R is equal to n modulo 10. Here instead of print adding, print. See, the logic is same, but the task is different. On same logic, we have done it. So, depend upon the same logic, we are going to see more flowcharts. Here is only 2 flowcharts today we have seen. So, this is the technique to draw the flowchart. First, read the task carefully. Read the task carefully. Then apply the logic. First of all, study the problem. What the problem is, what we have to give to the computer, what computer has to do by our instructions, and what the output should be. As here, 5 to 1 was the input. Process, divide the number by 10, separate the remainder, then the quotient has been given, again divide until quotient becomes 0. On the same logic, we are going to see more flowcharts. Okay. I think today you have got. Thank you.